Why is it that Tennesseans seem to have a history of getting thrown out of their houses by the federal government? I mean, it's truly remarkable how many times in just the last century Tennesseans have been thrown out by the government. Smoky Mountains. People didn't go lightly. This is a nasty sign put up by one of the locals there in the Smoky Mountains, telling Colonel Chapman and his buddies not to come around. David Chapman was an advocate of the Smoky Mountains National Park movement in the 1920s and 30s. But Tennesseans always were moving from home, always having to move on. If it wasn't for a national park, then, well, the government needed their home, their land, their farms to create electricity from dams along the Holston River. Those dams created more than electricity, though. They flooded communities, towns, neighborhoods with rivers, lakes, created by the TVA work. Number two. And then the latest sacrifice of Tennesseans for the motherland was for the development of the atomic bomb and the Manhattan Project at the beginning of World War II. So the community is kicked out by the federal government. The War Department intends to take possession of your farm December 1st, 1942. It will be necessary for you to move not later than that date. Curtis Allen Hendricks received that November 11th, 1942. And what did the government do with the land? The thousands and thousands and thousands of acres that they displaced farmers and homeowners. They created what was called a secret city. And it's about, today it's about a 25-minute drive outside of Knoxville. It was called the Secret City because it had no name. Nobody had to know what was going on behind the fences, the guard towers, the barbed wire in that community outside of Knoxville, Tennessee. What began as a sort of a collection of tents and huts and a couple thousand employees soon ballooned over the years as the Manhattan Project expanded. Theaters were created. I love the crafts from inside the secret city. The bunny was made by a Chanel bedspread. Handcrafts. I wonder why Tennessee is so noted for crafts. A wooden atomic bomb figure whittled out of wood by one of the inmates. Remember, nobody was allowed in unless government approved and vetted. Those inside had to wear badges. Saying they were a resident of Oak Ridge. The secret city. Nobody outside of the fenced-in area community knew about. Of course. Oh, this is a good one. Let's see if I can look this up. You see the lady there with the phone operator? What looks like a phone operator? This I thought was pretty cool. Let's see if I can find her here. That phone operator happened to be Gaudis Owens, one of the Cochran girls. Now, if you want to talk about, Rosie the Riveter, that figure from World War II, about how women took over much of the work that men did because of World War II, had the men all overseas, then Gaudis Owens would be front of the line. She was one of the Cochran girls. What's a Cochran? That's what I wondered. A Cochran is a mass spectrometer used to separate the uranium isotopes. Owens did not realize at the time that her job was actually to keep the spectrometer current maximized in the Cochrans, preventing a possible meltdown on the site. The secret city. And the Tennesseans that gave up their home so others can move in to the land, later the community, that became Oak Ridge today. Here's the coming out, the opening, the freeing of the inmates after World War II, and the success of their work, the enrichment of uranium, at the nuclear bombs dropped on Japan in August of '45. The opening of the Gates Parade, March 1949. The secret city was transferred to the Atomic Energy Commission on June 1st, 1947. In 1949, Oak Ridge residents celebrated the opening of the city's gates to the public with a parade. 6 years later, the AEC sold government-owned houses and land to city residents. Oak Ridge was incorporated in 1959. And Tennesseans are not bashful about their history or legacy. There you see some of the mementos and souvenirs there that tourists, after the opening of the gates, could purchase from Oak Ridge sellers. Commemorative plate and all the crafts that members of the secret city once created for themselves inside. Now became products to be sold to promote their proud city of Oak Ridge and the people who live there. From the East Tennessee Museum on Gay Street in Knoxville, 25-minute drive from Oak Ridge, the former secret city. It's your friend of mine.